this is Callum from Dissension Media. I am back for another belter. The last few Game of Thrones videos were received pretty well, and I enjoyed making them. It's like one of those things I'm really passionate about. I'm a big fan of A Song of Ice and Fire and Westerosi lore, and previously the show, I guess you could say, the first 4 seasons, some of the best television I've ever seen. So I thought I would kind of come back and do this kind of little video about the last of the Starks, or the last of the good writing, as I should be calling the show from now on. The episode's one of the lowest rated episodes, I think, of all time of Game of Thrones. I think it has like a 3.1 on Metacritic and like a rotten score on Rotten Tomatoes, like 57%, I think, was what I saw. So I thought I would talk about the episode and, you know, kind of give my thoughts about it all. Yeah, Daenerys kind of forgot about the Iron Fleet, and I guess I kind of forgot that this show used to have good writing and it used to be amazing, but kind of everything in life, I guess. Let's be fair to the episode first of all. Let's talk about the things I did enjoy. I liked the pyre scene. I liked the speech Jon gave, like, you know, they were the shields that guarded the realms of men. I liked how the corresponding characters got to burn their equivalent support character, like Daenerys and Jorah and Theon and Sansa, Samwell and Ed, all that kind of stuff. That's good. I liked how Tyrion and Jaime were seen in the feast, like, you know, having a good time drinking. It kind of runs this parallel to where the characters began. It all began in Winterfell for these guys. It's when we were introduced, when they were filthy Lannisters, you know? Now they're here in the Great Hall after defending the North from the greater threat beyond the Wall. I liked that parallel. I like how Daenerys legitimized Gendry as a Baratheon and the kind of ruler of Storm's End. It made sense. It showed how powerful Daenerys was, that she was the only person in the room that could legitimize a bastard. It showed that she is playing the game and she is the one pulling all the strings. She has absolute power. She is the true queen. I really enjoyed that. It was a savvy move on her part. I liked seeing Jon really happy. I liked his camaraderie with Tormund and the wildlings. That's always a good thing to see. Jon Snow is so rarely seen happy and so jovial on the television show, and it's great seeing him happy like that. I like the dynamics between Jaime and Brienne as well. They have such good chemistry together. We'll get to what happens with them in a minute, but just all their interactions are just so spot on, because she kind of represents, you know, everything that's good in Jaime, everything Jaime should have been, you know, how she is the ultimate knight, essentially. She is a true knight of the Seven Kingdoms, and he is everything but. He has this page of deeds that he never really lived up to as a name, but none of the great deeds associated with a great name. She is the one that defends the realms of men. She is the one that defends the poor and the weak and the helpless, and that's why I think Brienne's so good for Jaime. I like how we're going down this Mad Queen route. A lot of people say it's unearned, and it is. You know what? It's because the show should have gone for 10 full seasons, 10 episode seasons, or possibly even longer, depending on the Winds of Winter and Dream of Spring, how much they knew about them. But even if they didn't follow the outlines of what they were given by George R. R. Martin, they could have created their own interesting stories as well. So this Mad Queen thing, I think we've been leading up to it for a long time. I like the foreshadowing. They've done a lot of it this season. It's just going to, unfortunately, feel pretty rushed, because we have very limited time with 6 episodes to convey what really drives her mad, what really makes her turn. But we've seen kind of it always happen before. Like, she's so temperamental, she's so emotional, she's so willing to burn people. Like, burn them all, burn them all. She's so willing to kill people that disagree with her or that threaten her rule or her standing. We saw it in the Free Cities in Slaver's Bay. We saw it with the Tarleys. I think it was a great example where she just burnt Randall and Dickon Tarley, members of a great house. She's very quick to anger. So I like how she's very jealous of Jon, as she says, you know, that people used to look at me the way they look at you now. Back in the Free Cities, that's one of the saddest things I think about Daenerys' character is she never began as wanting the throne. It was always meant to be Viserys, but over time, all she ever wanted was the big house with the red door. It's one of the most tragic aspects of her character. Now she wants the big keep with the big door, I suppose, the big throne, the big seat. And it looks like she might get there, like in her vision where the throne room is completely burnt and there's snow all over the throne. I think that's, symbolism for Jon Snow sitting on the Iron Throne in the end, but that's just theories people have been speaking about for a long time. I like how Jon did tell Sansa his family, like it was very true to his character. He is an honourable man. That's always been the Stark men's fault, is they are loyal to a fault. They're loyal to their family to a fault, just like Ned and Lyanna, just like Robb and Gene Westerling, or Robb and to Lisa, I think it was, in the show. I really like the parallel of that as well. It's very true to Jon's character. He should tell his family. It makes sense. I don't mind the Jamie and Brienne romance. I don't mind it. It's complete fan service, complete fan fiction. It'll never happen. You see, it was always meant to be, in my opinion, this kind of will they, won't they, like the long glances exchanged. Brienne was always meant to be this thing that represented what Jamie could have been without Cersei, I think. So it'll never happen in the books. I'm not too unpleased with it in the show. I don't mind how they gave us this. It is a heartwarming kind of thing seeing Brienne so happy. I think this episode really showed the acting range of Gwendolyn Christie. I was really quite surprised by her range. It was really impressive. It was a heartwarming thing when they finally got together, and I'm okay with it. It's very fan servicey. It started with Grey Worm and Missandei, and it looks like they're doing that for Clegane Bowl. It's a lot of these kind of moments. Gendry and Arya, I guess, but that's fine. As long as Jaime gets his true ending, the Valonqua theory, the old Valyrian saying of the little brother, where he'll kill Cersei. As long as that happens, I'm okay with this romance being his last, kind of happy moment, I also like how the Hound and Arya, probably one of my favourite pairings of all time on the show. It was up there with Tywin and Arya as well, but I've always really enjoyed Arya and the Hound. I think everyone has. It's the best dynamic. I love how they're riding off together to go to King's Landing. What Arya does there will probably make me very angry in the episodes to come, I should say. Depending on if she kills the Mountain, Euron, Cersei. It depends what happens if she just gets all the big kills of the season, all these unearned things. I guess we'll see, but it looks like we're getting Clegane Bowl. Another fanservice thing, but that's fine. I like how Sansa is also playing the game. I like how she immediately broke the secret with Jon Snow, the pact, and told Tyrion because she knew what Tyrion would do. Tyrion is a smart man, or at least he's meant to be. He hasn't been in the show for a long time, but he's meant to be very clever, and she knew that it kind of create this rift, and that rift has started. I liked the scene with Varys and Tyrion at Dragonstone. It was stupid how they were in this open throne room discussing high treason. That conversation they were having was probably one of the last great dialogue sequences of the last few seasons. We know D&D can't write dialogue. We know it was George R. R. Martin that made all those great scenes in the earlier seasons. Like, there were some good individual ones that weren't relying on the books, like, Chaos is a Ladder, and Robert Baratheon talking to Cersei about how he can't remember what Lyanna looks like. They were great. They were original. As D&D have gotten lazier, we have obviously gotten a lot less of that. So I didn't mind the scene with Tyrion and Varys, how Varys is basically true to his character in the show, saying, I'll do what's best for the realm, and it doesn't look like Daenerys is what's best for the realm. It looks like she's going to burn King's Landing and all the millions there. Jaime's farewell, I didn't like his reasons for it, but we'll get into that later. I liked just the acting of Brienne, it's just brilliant. Jeez, I think that's about it. That's all I liked. Let's get into the nitty gritty now, boys. Ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about the things I don't like. One thing I don't like is... well, Jesus, where do I begin? God, I hate how they cut away from Jon telling Sansa and Arya. I know a lot of people will say we've seen this revelation a few times now where he's Aegon Targaryen. I despise how they turn away, because you can't say, all the people defending it in the subreddits on your YouTube saying we've already seen it. It doesn't matter, because these are our key characters. This is his family. If you think we can't have a scene where we get their reactions, over him basically saying, I am the true heir to the Iron Throne, but you're happy with 40 minutes of a feast? That's dumb. It's filler. It's stupid. It's a consequential moment, especially if we got to see Sansa's reaction, where it all clicks in her head going, holy shit, this is the key. This is the key to an independent North. We can put Jon Snow on the throne. He will be a better ruler than Daenerys the Mad Queen. I really hate Jon's treatment of Ghost. D&D have never understood the direwolves. In the books, they're wargs. They have this very strong connection. Even their deaths and their ultimate fates are very reflective of their owners. And D&D have never understood that. Jon Snow just completely disregarding Ghost, telling Samwell Tarly he's his best friend right in front of the poor little bastard Ghost. He's a good boy, Ghost, and he's missing an ear. He was in the Battle of the Dead. He survived the Battle of the Wall. He guarded Jon Snow's corpse, and now he survived the long night, the forever winter. And there's just no love for him. There hasn't been love for the direwolves for a very long time. Summer's death with Bran in the cave is a prime example of what D&D think of the direwolves. Absolutely despised it. He shouldn't be going beyond the wall. He should be in Winterfell. He should be with Jon until the very end. It seems like D&D are just taking away these CGI aspects because it's just too tricky. Like, you know, the dragons and the direwolves. That brings me to my next point. How the fuck did Daenerys miss the Iron Fleet? Oh, Dany kind of forgot about the Iron Fleet. Yeah, whatever, dipshit. No, she didn't. How many times have they discussed the Iron Fleet? How much grief has Euron given this army? And she's at, like, the height of a fighter jet, you know, in the air with her dragons. And she couldn't see the Iron Fleet with the Iron Fleet with these machine gun scorpions, with this quick scoping ability. Well, my god, Qyburn, he's got to be the greatest genius in Westeros, isn't he? He can reanimate the dead, he can create machine gun scorpions, it's unbelievable the kind of creative ingenuity of this guy. Remember there was this quote from George R. Martin saying, like, basically once a fully mature dragon is in the air, they are basically invulnerable. Their skin's impenetrable, it's like a 1 in a million shot. There was one dragon that fell in history, I forget whose dragon it was, but he was basically shot through the eye, and it was like this 1 in a million shot. Yet we see 3 consecutive shots hit Rhaegal and take him out. It's ridiculous. How did Daenerys not see it? How the hell did it pierce the skin? It's just, it must have been Valyrian steel scorpions, right? They probably forged their own Valyrian steel with some old magics. I wouldn't be fucking surprised. So dumb. Couldn't believe that. And then Daenerys, of course, like, you know, swoops in at this incredible pace, and like now that all of the scorpions have a shot in her, that she somehow magically dodges all of them. It's incredible, the plot armor. It was just a cheap ploy to get rid of a dragon. It was just a shock moment. It did shock me with just how terribly it was done, I suppose. It would have been more impactful if a dragon fell during the fall of King's Landing in the next episode, but I guess they just wanted to balance the scales and make this battle, make us think that Cersei does have a chance. That really annoyed me, the demise of Rhaegal. And I also, Bronn of the Blackwater, more like Bronn of the fucking Backwater. What a backwater character, what an absolute cocksucker. How the hell did he get into Winterfell? Did he just go up to one of the guards standing outside and he's just like, oh, I need to get in there, seeing you're having a good feast and everything. They're like, oh yeah, what's your name? He's like, oh, Bronn of the Blackwater. Excellent, excellent. And who are you here to see? Oh, Tyrion and Jaime. I'm just some of my old friends. Oh yes, they're in this room up here actually. Better put that crossbow down when you go in the door if you catch my drift. And Bronn slaps him on the arse and has a good old laugh as he walks in and threatens these characters. What they've done to Bronn is so dumb. I like how in the books he kind of pisses off when he's non-essential, because he isn't essential. In the show he's become essential because he must resonate with the audience or something. He's this comedic character. He's been a part of so many terrible plot lines on the show because they don't really know what to do with him, but they don't want to get rid of him. The Dornish plot line comes to mind, how terrible that was with Jaime. Him diving in front of Jaime at the last moment, saving him from a dragon fire. That's another good one of his. Now we get this. He's betraying his 2 closest friends, and he somehow believes them when they offer him Highgarden. Like, what is this guy's skull made of? His skull is made of the damn Valyrian steel that's present in the scorpions. Absolutely ridiculous how dumb this... Like, what does he think he's gonna do? I guess if he could get into Winterfell that easily, I guess he could find them anywhere on the damn continent and just walk in saying, how's it going? And then shoot a few crossbow bolts. It's so dumb. I didn't mind his speech about, like, you know, everyone was a cutthroat at some point. All the great houses started from someone who was a cutthroat. After Jaime said, a cutthroat should never inherit a great house or a great castle like Highgarden. I didn't mind that, but... Bronn, just pathetic what they've done to him. I wish he showed up in the Battle of Winterfell, saw the true threat, but you know what? No one in the South cared about the true threat. It wasn't the true threat. It was defeated easily. Also, Missandei being captured off screen for some reason. It's dumb. Very dumb. The other thing I will say is if Jaime, he should be fulfilling the Valancourt. He should be going to kill Cersei. That should be the entire point of his character. That's the one thing they're kind of yet to fuck up, D&D. They might subvert our expectations, as they're known to do, and have Arya with a mask on killing Cersei, but it really has to be Jaime. It's always been leading up to Jaime. The speech he gave to Brienne saying, you know, I loved a hateful woman, these are all the things I did for love, and he lists his terrible deeds. I think he was just trying to soften the blow so Brienne wouldn't come after him. That makes sense. and he looks kind of haunted and everything, so I think he's going to kill Cersei. But the thing is, I trust D&D so little that I think he might actually be going because he loves Cersei. I think he might actually turn, and I will not be surprised if that happens. I think a lot of people will go crazy over that. A lot of people are saying it'll be the final straw if Arya kills Cersei instead of Jaime, because that's his entire character, Jaime. It's redemption. It's a story of redemption, and I won't be surprised if they fuck it up at the last moment, these hack writers. It has to be Jaime. It looks like it's going to be Jaime that kills Cersei, but I really will not be surprised at this point. Maybe he is going to make sweet, sweet, incestuous love to Cersei one last time. I will not be surprised. Bloody Euron Greyjoy with his quick-scoping ability. God, it's just one of the worst characters. Urine Greyjoy, they should call him. What they did to him is despicable as well. He's so much cooler in the books. He's so much more interesting. In the show, he's such a mustache-twirling villain. It's just, you just don't care. I can't believe he's made it to the end. It's ridiculous. And then we'll get to the final scene of the episode. This big kind of standoff with Daenerys and her dragon. Just right in open view of all the scorpions, of all the archers, like with a small little, I don't know, little squad of Unsullied. She's got Varys and Tyrion there, and Cersei's there with the Mountain, Euron, all the big players, and Missandei's there. Boy, what do I talk about here? It's just like, I like how the Queen of the Hands were kind of having this interaction. Qyburn is an interesting character, but their discussion was so boring. It was just like, you surrender. No, you surrender. It's just, they had nothing of worth to say. Nothing. The only kind of interesting thing that Tyrion said was like, do you really want to hear the children burning in the streets? And Qyburn's like, no, it's not a pleasant sound. That's kind of interesting. But then Tyrion kind of abandons the peace talk, and he just goes right up to the wall, right in view, and we have this stupid moment where Cersei has her hand raised, all the archers pointing down at him, and she just takes it away. Didn't you just send someone to kill your brothers? I guess Cersei kind of forgot that she wanted to kill her brothers, right? My god, the inconsistency. It's just this cheap, dramatic moment. It's because Tyrion's plot armor is amazing at this point. He's not going to be killed like that. And he just says, Cersei, you're not a monster. You love your children. Do you even know who you're speaking to? What? What happened to Tyrion? What happened to Cersei? It's so bad. It's so poorly written. Why? So you're going to appeal to the greatest monster in Westeros' nature. You're going to appeal to a good side. Oh, Jesus. It's terrible. Then we have this, I guess the big death of the episode, Missandei's death. Dracarys. I don't even know why she said Dracarys. It's just like, oh yeah, is everyone gonna, like, all the audience is meant to cheer at this moment? She kind of had this really undignified death, which made sense where you see her body and her head just kind of fall off the wall. I don't know, I guess Cersei was trying to aggravate Daenerys, which further goes into the Mad Queen thing. I like how Cersei wanted to keep the gates open, so, so it looks like Daenerys had the choice when she just slaughtered everyone, and they'll know that it was her. That's cool. But, I don't know. We saw Grey Worm's reaction. That was some pretty good acting, but it's just so unearned. I did like how, Missandei's always been a slave all her life. She was liberated by the Breaker of Chains, Daenerys Stormborn, and now in the end she died in chains. There's kind of like there's a tragedy to that. But I just didn't care. Why should I care? It's all to make Daenerys burn King's Landing, I suppose, and I guess that's what we're leading up to. It's just, there's so much filler in these episodes in a 6-episode season, and it's almost inexcusable. The biggest mistake they made, the problem with this episode really is because it came after the long night, and the long night is the one that fucked up the entire TV show. So it's kind of really hard for them to redeem themselves. I guess at this point, I'm just watching because I've made it this far. I might as well see it out. Like, there's 2 episodes left. I might as well watch them. But, man, I am not invested at all anymore. The only thing I'm hoping is that Jaime gets his redemption and he slaughters Cersei. That's all I'm holding out hope for. They've essentially ruined every other character at this point, and his is the only plotline that can really be fulfilled at this stage. I really hope that happens, but I will not be surprised if it doesn't. And it also looks like, Clegane Bowl, we should be getting Clegane Bowl in the next episode. That should be interesting, unless Arya steals the kill. I imagine what's going to happen is the Hound's going to fight. Here's my cool theory about what could happen. I guess I'll talk about, just to end the video, like a few things I want to happen, a few things I think might happen. I would like the Hound to fight the Mountain, but I would like him to fight the Mountain and Arya, and I want him to grab Arya and like kind of choke the life out. It looked like he's going to smash her skull. And then the Hound kind of sees that he's a monster, he's no longer a human, it's no longer his brother, and he gets over his fear of fire, and he wields a flaming sword, and he cuts down the Mountain. Like, while he's wounded, of course, they can die together. That would be really cool. What I think might happen is I think they'll fight each other, they'll both kill each other, and the Arya will come swinging through the legs of the Mountain and shove a pike up through his eye and finish him off. And the Hound will be dying, and Arya will say, you know, she's not going to leave him to die this time, and he'll say to her, as his final words, do you know where the heart is? And she'll say yes. And I guess we'll cut away, and it's kind of insinuated that she managed to kill the Hound. That's how I think it's going to go. I think that King's Landing will fall. What would be really clever is if it's to nullify the entire Scorpion threat, you need clear vision, and they've got these quick scoping abilities, so it's difficult. Just attack King's Landing during the night. I know people say, please, no, not another night battle. I couldn't even see the long night. That's true, but any great strategist would tell you, just have the dragon attack at night. How the hell are they going to shoot a dragon in the dead of the night? But you know what? That's too clever for the show. They won't do that. They'll probably do this stupid thing. Like, it looks like they're doing in the teaser trailer how Euron's covering his eyes. Maybe she's coming down from the sun. So dumb. Just attack at night, Daenerys. Just attack at night and burn the city. I think Daenerys will become the Mad Queen as well. I think she will burn a lot of the city. I think it's hard to tell if this episode will be the end of Cersei and Euron. I think Euron will die in episode 5. Someone will kill him. Maybe it'll be Jaime trying to get to Cersei. Maybe it'll be Grey Worm. Maybe it'll be Arya. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if Cersei's going to die this episode. It would be cool if she did. We'll see. I just don't know if Jaime has enough time because he left Winterfell last. Maybe it'll be like the city's burning, and the final scene of the episode will be like Cersei looking down from the Red Keep. I'm not sure. But I think next episode we'll get a huge battle. We got Sapacek back, that guy that did Hardhome, Battle of the Bastards, and The Long Night. Hopefully we can actually see this episode. That would be nice. I think we'll get a huge battle. We'll have Clegane Bowl. I think the city will burn. I think the Mad Queen will come out in full force and Drogon will survive, or he might be mortally wounded. Maybe this is where the last dragon dies, but she will essentially win the battle. I'm sure of it. And maybe we'll find out about Varys' betrayal. Maybe Varys will talk to Jon first. I think we'll start. Someone's going to talk to Jon. It'll be Tyrion or Varys. Maybe the battle ends and the last scene of the episode is like, you know, Daenerys finding out about Tyrion and Varys' betrayal, or discovering that there's some greater plot to get Jon on the throne. I'm not sure. That's the thing. These are just my theories. I think the show has reached this point where by ruining the others, ruining the White Walkers, you have ruined basically everything the show was setting up for a very long time, and you're just you're going off with a whimper now. I think no matter what happens, people aren't going to be satisfied, and that's completely the fault of the writer. Imagine if we had already dealt with the South, and like what was left the realm went to go face the Long Night, and that's how it ended. That would have been much better. We could have gotten a little episode, an epilogue, 30 minutes in the final episode after the Long Night. But hey, it's too late for that, I guess. I think we might have seen the last of Brienne. I don't think she's going to show up. I just really hope Jaime kills Cersei. That's the one thing I'm hoping for. But I'm not holding my breath. What did you think of the episode? Did you like The Last of the Starks? Are you happy for the show to end? Do you think that episode was terrible? Let me know. I'll do another reaction kind of discussion after the 5th episode, and we'll see what happens. I like talking about Game of Thrones. I really did love the show for a very long time, for like the first 4 seasons, but it's almost unrecognizable at this point what they've done to it. D&D just, they could adapt really well, they just couldn't create. I don't know. Let me know in the comments what you think, and do you have hope for the end of the show? Do you think it's going to end similar to A Dream of Spring? Do you think we're going to get this bittersweet ending? Do you think we're all going to be satisfied? Let me know. This has been Callum from Dissension Media. If you want more Game of Thrones coverage, please like and comment below. Here at Dissension Media, we're big fans of things, but it doesn't mean we won't criticize them. I wish this final season was great, believe me. I was really hoping it would be. For more coverage on games, movies, and television, please like and subscribe to Dissension Media.